How to make your Honda last over 300,000 miles without any major repairs. Some claim a Honda's life ends at 200,000 miles, but that's just the beginning for a well-cared-for one. You have probably heard those stories of the old Honda still cruising after decades, racking up miles like it's nothing. They are not fairy tales. Hondas have earned their reputation for a reason. These engines are built to outlive expectations, often pushing well past 300,000 miles when treated right. That kind of mileage may sound extreme, but it's absolutely doable with simple, consistent care. Ignore the basics though, and even the most reliable Honda won't stand a chance. In this guide, I will walk you through proven habits that don't require complex tools or expensive upgrades. Just practical steps you can start today to keep your engine healthy, your ride smooth, and your car on the road for years longer than you imagined. Stick with me, because these tips might just be the difference between a Honda that quits early and one that refuses to die. Let's dive in. Number 10. Fix the hidden habit that makes VTEC engines burn oil. Most Honda owners don't realize this, but many VTEC engines have a quiet little weakness. They can start sipping oil long before you notice anything on the dipstick. And once the consumption begins, it usually gets worse with every 1,000 miles. The problem isn't that the engine is poorly built. It's that VTEC systems rely on clean, stable oil pressure to operate the cam profiles. When the oil gets dirty, low, or thins out from heat, the system works harder, seals wear faster, and the engine slowly turns into an oil-eating machine. Stopping this early is what keeps your Honda healthy past the 300,000 mile mark. The fix? Stay on top of your oil level, use high-quality oil that resists breakdown, and avoid stretching intervals. Letting the oil drop even a little accelerates wear on the pistons and VTEC solenoids. Catch it now, and you prevent a long-term problem that quietly destroys great engines. Number 9. Give your Honda the airflow it deserves by keeping the throttle body spotless. Your engine can only run as smoothly as the air it breathes, and the throttle body is the gateway to that airflow. But over time, carbon, dust, and oily residue start building up, especially if you drive short trips, use lower quality fuel, or ignore air filter changes. A dirty throttle body doesn't just look bad, it causes rough idle, weak acceleration, hesitation, poor fuel economy, and that annoying feeling when you stop at a light. Many owners try to fix those symptoms with sensors, coils, or fuel additives, when the real solution is a simple, proper cleaning. Remove the intake tube, open the throttle plate, and gently clean the edges and bore without damaging the coating. A clean throttle body helps your engine breathe effortlessly, restores smooth idle, and keeps fuel trims in check. Do this regularly, and your Honda stays responsive, healthy, and ready to reach 300,000 miles with ease. Number 8. Swap out that aging timing belt before it becomes the most expensive mistake your Honda ever makes. A timing belt doesn't slowly fail, but when it does, especially on Honda interference engines, the damage is instant and brutal. Bent valves, destroyed pistons, ruined cylinder heads. It's the kind of repair bill that makes people give up on perfectly good cars. The problem is, the belt gives almost no warning. No rattle, no flashing light, no gentle reminder. It simply breaks when it's worn out, overheated, or neglected. That's why waiting until it feels like time is a dangerous game. Honda recommends intervals, but if your belt is more than 90,000 to 100,000 miles old or over 7 years, you are already pushing your luck. Heat, age, and oil leaks all speed up belt deterioration. Replacing it on time, along with the tensioner and water pump, turns a potential disaster into a simple maintenance job. Protect your engine now, and you keep your Honda alive and reliable all the way to 300,000 miles and beyond. Number 7. Silence that timing chain rattle before it turns into something expensive. A light rattle on cold starts might seem harmless, but on many Honda engines, it's the early warning sign that your timing chain system is begging for attention. And this is not a wait-and-see kind of problem. The timing chain keeps your engine perfectly synchronized. When it starts rattling, that means the tensioner, guides, or chain itself aren't doing their job. Ignore it long enough, and you are risking skipped timing, misfires, poor performance, and in the worst cases, catastrophic engine damage. The mistake many owners make is assuming timing chains last forever. They don't. Heat, dirty oil, and worn tensioners slowly stretch the chain until that unmistakable rattle shows up. The fix? Address it the moment you hear it. Replace worn components, keep up with clean oil changes, and use quality parts. Catching the timing chain rattle early turns a small repair into long-term engine protection and keeps your Honda running strong past 300,000 miles. Number 6. Don't follow Honda's oil change interval. Sounds strange, right? Honda is known for reliability, so you would think their recommended service schedule is the safest path. But here is the truth. Real Honda technicians will tell you, those long oil change intervals are designed for marketing, not for maximum engine life. If you want your Honda to sail past 300,000 miles without major repairs, you need to protect the engine long before the maintenance minder tells you to. Modern engines run hotter, oils break down faster, and waiting until 10,000 miles, or until your dashboard begs for service, is how sludge quietly builds up. That sludge is what slowly kills perfectly good engines. Instead, change your oil every 5,000 miles, or even sooner if you drive short trips, sit in traffic often, or live in a hot climate. Fresh oil means less wear, better cooling, cleaner internals, and an engine that doesn't age prematurely. That simple habit alone can add years to your Honda's life. Number 5. Break the myth about lifetime CVT fluid and understand how heat from your transmission harms more than you think. Many Honda owners proudly repeat the idea that CVT fluid lasts forever, but that belief has ruined more transmissions than you would imagine. CVTs run hot by design, and when the fluid starts breaking down, that heat doesn't just stay in the transmission. It transfers straight into the engine, slowly cooking your motor oil and reducing its ability to protect critical components. So while you think your CVT is fine, the real damage is happening quietly inside the engine. The truth is, CVT heat and engine oil health are directly connected. Old CVT fluid can raise operating temperatures, thin out your oil, and accelerate wear on timing components, seals, and even your VTEC system. That's why changing CVT fluid every 25,000 to 35,000 miles is essential if you want long-term reliability. Fresh fluid keeps temperatures stable, reduces stress on both the transmission and engine, and plays a major role in pushing your Honda well past 300,000 miles without major repairs. Number 4. Treat every tiny oil leak like a warning flare, not an inconvenience. Many Honda owners see a few drops of oil on the driveway and shrug it off, but that small leak is often the first sign that something bigger is brewing. Valve cover gaskets, cam seals, crank seals, and VTEC solenoids all age over time, and when they start seeping, that oil doesn't just disappear. It drips onto hot engine components, burns off, and slowly lowers your oil level without you noticing. And low oil is one of the fastest ways to shorten the life of any Honda engine. Ignoring a leak also means letting oil coat sensors, belts, and rubber components, which leads to even more problems down the road. A simple gasket replacement today can prevent timing, belt contamination, misfires, overheating issues, and even catastrophic engine failure tomorrow. Catching leaks early keeps your engine clean, maintains proper oil pressure, and protects all the moving parts that carry your Honda toward the 300,000 mile mark. Number 3. Change your transmission fluid before it becomes a disaster you can't reverse. Most Honda owners focus on engine oil but forget the one fluid that quietly keeps the whole drivetrain alive, the transmission fluid. Unlike the engine, your transmission doesn't give you loud warnings. It doesn't shake, rattle, or flash a big red light when the fluid is breaking down. Instead, it wears out slowly, and once the damage starts, it's permanent. That's why waiting for symptoms is a mistake. By the time you feel rough shifting, slipping between gears, or delayed acceleration, the internal clutches are already wearing out. Honda transmissions are strong, but they rely on clean, fresh ATF to stay that way. Change it every 30,000 to 40,000 miles, even if the maintenance schedule suggests longer intervals. Fresh fluid keeps the gears cool, maintains proper pressure, and prevents the varnish buildup that destroys transmissions from the inside. Do it early, do it consistently, and your Honda's transmission will last just as long as the engine. Number 2. Give your ignition system a fighting chance by staying ahead on spark plug maintenance. Spark plugs seem tiny and insignificant, but they control every single combustion event inside your Honda's engine. When they get worn, fouled, or simply old, your engine has to work twice as hard to do the same job. Misfires, hesitation, rough idle, sluggish acceleration, worse fuel economy. All of these start with tired spark plugs, and the longer you ignore them, the more stress you put on your ignition coils. catalytic converter, and even your fuel system. Hondas are known for smooth, clean combustion, but that only happens when the spark is strong and consistent. Fresh plugs keep the engine firing efficiently, reduce carbon buildup, and prevent the slow power loss most drivers don't even notice until it's too late. Change them every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, even if they look fine. It's cheap insurance that keeps your Honda responsive, efficient, and healthy. And it's one more step toward reaching that 300,000-mile milestone without major repairs. Number 1. Don't fall for the myth about VTEC valves. They are not self-adjusting. A lot of Honda owners walk into the mechanic's shop thinking modern engines magically take care of their own valve clearances, and honestly, it's not their fault. Even some mechanics repeat this misconception. But here is the truth. On many Honda VTEC engines, the valves must be manually adjusted. Ignore them long enough, and you will end up with ticking noises, rough idle, poor fuel economy, and even burnt valves. That's not just annoying. That's an expensive repair waiting to happen. VTEC relies on precise valve movement and clean oil pressure to switch between cam profiles. When your valve clearances get too tight or too loose, that precision disappears. The engine works harder, runs hotter, and loses the efficiency Hondas are known for. The solution is simple. Have your valves inspected and adjusted every 80,000 to 100,000 miles. A quick adjustment now keeps your VTEC smooth, quiet, and healthy, and protects your engine on the road to 300,000 miles. So don't gamble with your Honda's future. These habits may seem small, but together they decide whether your car retires early or keeps going strong long past 300,000 miles. A few minutes of the right maintenance now will save you thousands later, and keep your engine, transmission, and VTEC system running exactly the way Honda designed them to. If these tips open your eyes, make sure to check out the next video. We are diving into more real-world advice that can cut repair bills, prevent hidden problems, and keep your Honda driving like it's brand new for years to come.